while a major Indian bank is exploring technology, what the industry has in store to offer. To know about that, I request Mr. George Verghese, Senior Vice President of VSoft Technologies, for a technology presentation. A round of applause for our industry expert, please.
Yeah, good morning, everybody. I just want to, very quickly run through some of the new initiatives and trends that are actually going on as far as this digital banking is concerned. Mr. Basin has already given us an overview in terms of what SBI is doing, trying to make experiences for customers across various channels as similar as possible, whether it's a brick and mortar or digital channels. But if you see today, banks are facing more and more pressure to increase the efficiencies of these channels today and also reduce these transaction costs. And there is a threat coming in from financial technology companies who are actually coming in and looking at taking a slice of this pie, that is the banking space that is there. And they are challenging banks right in their domain, in terms of payment systems and other banking services. So primacy of customer relationship is a prime focus area today for all banks in terms of looking at offering additional products and services. But financial engineering by itself is not really creating or adding any additional value to the end customers. So if you look at some statistics, 28% of retail banking and payments will be at risk through financial technology companies by the year 2020. These are some statistics from The Economist, and 67% of the banks believe that the pressure on margins is going to be is currently the strongest stress that they are facing. So what is it that we are talking about as a technology service provider? We are also in the space of providing solutions for banks. So we are basically looking at saying that a credible digital banking proposition is something that, as Mr. Basin has already mentioned, something that people today are looking at. We have a significant percentage of our population who are the youth, who look at seamless experiences across whatever channel that they are doing, and this is obviously going to result in quicker adoption of these channels, and so you're talking about digital channels being faster adoption, leading to lesser transaction costs, right? So this unified digital banking platform that I am actually going to be talking about basically is you can add any service onto that today. And let me give you an example of, let me show you very briefly what is it, that we are talking about from a product perspective. Today, there are multiple channels already existing on the digital platform today, but they are all, siloed kind of an approach where we are talking about, multiple systems. You'll have internet banking, you'll have your ATM, infrastructure, you'll have your telephone banking, your call center infrastructure, you'll have your mobile and, other newer digital technologies that are coming on. All of them are, separate sets of infrastructure. What does this mean? There are multiple sets of the truth, multiple versions of the truths, and integrating all of these different channels so that, transaction handoff between these channels is becoming more and more complex. The demands from the youth today are saying that whether I am using internet banking or whether I am going to be using other services, I should be having the entire gamut of services that the bank can offer, available through these channels. Which is, just to take an example, internet banking and mobile banking. You really can't get the depth of what you have in internet banking on a mobile banking platform, right, as of today. So what we're saying basically is that these are areas that, and these are the issues that currently exist. So when you're talking about an omni-channel banking approach, where you're talking about a single back-end application that manages platform, I won't say application, single back-end application that manages these multiple channels, you have just one version of the truth, absolutely no issues in terms of transaction handoff between these various channels, and the full suite of online banking services across all the channels, leading to what? leading to better customer adoption, like the word that Mr. Basin used, greater stickiness. And since this omni-channel's primary thing is it's a device agnostic channel, whether it is and it's resolution sensitive, it is device sensitive, and it does not matter irrespective of what platform you are trying to access this from. Anywhere, anytime service is there, same service across all the things, and it eliminates the need for various products to be maintained, which are currently today all very siloed. You have all the standard feature functionality that you can offer. Added to that, there's a whole bunch of things. Now, NPCI has launched the UPI. That can be plugged into this and offered as an additional thing. Your social and social media banking. Today we are talking about cardless ATMs. So I can use the same platform to offer cardless ATM services across the things. Check deposits. Now I have a check. I can use my mobile phone, take an image of the instrument, and send it for clearing. Obviously, there has to be certain back-end processes and so on and so forth. But all of these are something that the channel can support, including your IVRS. So it's a one platform, any device, and complete functionality across all these channels. So this platform is something that the youth of today are going to benefit primarily because, let me give you an example. If somebody is applying for a loan, for example, first he will go, maybe these are trends, statistics that large organizations like Gartner and PwC and all have studied and have reported on. The person will probably do his initial research in terms of who's got the best loan offering on his mobile phone. He may come back home in the evening and do further maybe a first level of application on his tablet. He may complete the entire process of applying for an online loan on his PC. That is what we are talking about as an omni-channel, meaning you can start on one device, complete your transactions right through onto any another device, and your experience is absolutely and completely seamless across the platforms. It's a responsive design, and it's a single repository of all data, so you don't have any confusions in terms of OS or any resolution-related issues. And this is what I was talking about. Mr. Basin also mentioned talking about wearable devices. It supports the wearable devices. So your smartwatches are already supported on this. And whether it's a smartwatch, whether it's a mobile, whether it's a tablet, whether it's a laptop, desktop, your experience continues to remain the same. Right? So this is briefly what I wanted to talk to you all about. All the security features are already built in, so there is and whatever the RBI guidelines in terms of security, all of those can be managed. Benefits to customers: he has a seamless experience. He doesn't need to worry about having to relearn everything or have multiple applications to log into. Benefits to bank: significant cost savings. It's a single application or single platform that you are deploying to be able to manage various channels, and easy integration to any additional channels that may come up in future. Right. I also want to very briefly talk about our UPI solution that we have very recently launched, and this is a very simple application. I'm not going to get into the nitty-gritty of what the application is. Everybody here will understand and know the uses of how UPI has been designed for today. But what I wanted to really, kind of talk about is, apart from, all the features that is using QR code or virtual addresses or, contact lookup, or whether you're using your, Aadhaar number or any of those things, you can quickly, manage the transactions through that. We've also built in the capability of the application as well as the back-end PSP infrastructure to be able to use voice commands to be able to do a transaction. So that's we were talking about lesser clicks. Here you don't need to click, you just use voice for your transactions, right? Yeah, you can, now BBPOU is the next big thing. That can also be, this UPI, BBPOU, your mobile infrastructure, your digital banking infrastructure, all of them can merge together so that irrespective of what the customer wants to do, everything can be, right through this. You can interface to any e-commerce website, internet banking or mobile banking, payment gateway, integrations can be done through this. So security has already been, significantly built into this. So, all the standard things, I will not get into the detail of that. Briefly, from a company perspective, VSoft been in the banking space for the last 20 years. We have been focused exclusively on the banking domain for the last 20 odd years. US, that is North and South America, are our primary focus areas, along with India. India, we have Hyderabad as our headquarters, and we've got offices across the countries, across the country. We have some of the banks that who are our customers across the various products and services that we are offering. We have various set of products and product portfolio that we've got. We've got from core banking systems to lending systems to switching services. Your omni-channel banking platform that we've talked about just now, check truncation, mandate management, our JABE mobile process, and now we are working on this BBPOU solution as well too. Just wanted to highlight that VSoft was awarded the best app at the hackathon that was held in early April, and Mr. Hota was also present during that time. So just wanted to highlight that particular feature. Thank you all.